What's up everyone, we're going to be going through the best NBA player props on Prizepicks today. Now I did want to show you the results from yesterday's picks from my exclusive Discord group, and as you guys see, we actually got 19 picks correct, which was absolutely insane. Now a lot of you comment wanting to see how many I got wrong, and I thought I'd show you in today's video. We only got 2 picks wrong and got 19 right, which is a 95% win rate. Yes guys, you heard that right, 95% win rate. So we're on a huge hot streak, but if you want to get a 95% win rate and get 19 picks right like me, win more bets and receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord and meet some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon, which should be linked down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure to join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $320 just yesterday, and another member who won $55 for the 6th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, the link will be in the description, so go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group, and I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. Alright, so let's get straight into the first pick. And when it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. So first pick we're going to be talking about is Brandon Ingram for 30.5 points and rebs, and this one is for less. Now we look at Brandon Ingram. We've actually seen him going the under in 4 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than the Denver Nuggets. Now when we look at Denver Nuggets, we do see that when it comes to points allowed, they do actually rank 23rd, and then the Denver Nuggets also do rank 12th when it comes to rebounds allowed. So a little bit of an interesting one there. Now Denver Nuggets don't really rank too high, but when we look at Denver Nuggets even more closely, we actually see that they do a very good job at restricting points and rebounds to the forward position, which is exactly what Brandon Ingram is. That is a big reason why we do very much like the under for this situation here. On top of that, Brandon Ingram hasn't really had the greatest usage rate as of recently, and we think it will continue on into this next game, which is a big reason why we do like the under here. When we look at the matchup, Denver and New Orleans Pelicans, they are pretty slow-paced teams, and because of that, we definitely see someone like Brandon Ingram going on the under here due to the fact that when it actually comes to someone like, you know, the pace of New Orleans Pelicans and Denver, it should be a little bit more slow-paced, which could lead to less volume from Brandon Ingram, whether it's scoring or whether it's rebounding opportunities. Now, his average over the last 5 is 25.2, so significantly under the line. The line is at 30.5, so, you know, all signs for us point towards the under for this situation, and that is a big reason why we do very much like the under here. So this one's kind of a no-brainer to us, but Brandon Ingram, 4 points and rebs, 30.5 for less, I think is an absolute steal. Now getting into the next one, we're going to be talking about RJ Barrett. So RJ Barrett, although Toronto haven't had the greatest season, he's been absolutely balling out. However, this one is for points, rebs, and assists for 33.5, and this one is for less. Now look at RJ Barrett. We've actually seen him go in the under in 5 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than the Detroit Pistons. So it is going to be an exciting matchup. The Detroit Pistons do actually rank 12th when it comes to points allowed. On top of that, they also do rank 14th when it comes to assists allowed, and then first in rebounds allowed. So there's a big reason why we do like the under for this situation here. Detroit Pistons, although they haven't had the greatest season so far, you know, pretty mid-tier, they still do rank very high in all 3 categories, and that is a big reason why we do very much like the under for this situation here. RJ Barrett is a great player, but he has been on a little bit of a cold streak lately. Hasn't been able to go over on his line. His usage rate definitely continues to fall, and we definitely see that being a case coming into this next matchup. Now, when it comes to this game, Toronto and Detroit, they aren't the fastest paced teams, and we aren't expecting anything super slow, but I think a little bit more on the slower side, which definitely could lead to less volume for someone like RJ Barrett. And because of that, you know, we think just off sheer volume alone, he shouldn't have the same opportunities, and that's why he could definitely go on the under here. When we look at someone like RJ Barrett as well, when we look at his average over the last 5, the average over the last 5 is 25.6. So this one's another no-brainer to us, guys. When you look at the stats, you definitely see the under is definitely more likely, especially for a matchup like this against Detroit, who not only just rank pretty well, but also are a very slow-paced team and do a great job at actually, you know, defending points, rebs, and assists to RJ Barrett's position. So big reason there. When we also look at what the bookies are saying, the bookies also have him favored for the under as well, so that works in our favor. So with all those things being said, no brainer to us. RJ Barrett, 433.5 points, ribs, and assists for less, I think is a fantastic pick. Now getting to the next one, we're going to be talking about Trey Young. So Trey Young, as we all know, great player, and this one is for points and rebs for 28.5, and this one is for more. Now look at Trey Young. We've actually seen him go on the over in 2 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than the Washington Wizards. Now Washington Wizards do rank 30th when it comes to points allowed. On top of that, when we look at rebounds allowed, Washington Wizards do rank 29th. So pretty much, last in both categories, pretty much, just one level higher when it comes to rebounds allowed, but very, very low in both. And we think Trey Young will be able to take advantage of this and will be able to go on the over in this situation here. Washington Wizards are not only just a poor team defending, but they are also a pretty fast-paced team, and so is Atlanta. So we could expect quite a lot of volume for someone like Trey Young coming into this game. Washington Wizards as well do a very poor job at restricting points and rebs also to their guard position, which is what Trey Young is. So we definitely see Trey Young having no problem being able to go on the over. Now Trey Young has had a couple of poor performing games, and because of that we think he should be able to bounce back and be able to go on the over here. His average over the last 5 is 22.4, so a little bit on the lower side, but we still are thinking matchups. That's what's most important, and with a matchup like this for someone like Trey Young, he should have no problem being able to go on the over, especially against a team like the Washington Wizards, but no disrespect there. Now when we look at the bookies also have him favored for the over as well in points, rebs, and also even assists. So they are expecting Trey Young to have himself a really, really great game, a breakout game at that. And because of those reasons, we are sticking to the over for this situation and sticking what the bookies are saying. So Trey Young, 28.5 points and rebs for Mare, I think is a great pick. So as you all know, I do want to get these picks out to you as soon as possible, but Prizepicks is delayed with some of their lines, so here are a couple of players you should definitely watch out for when their lines drop. So first player we're going to be talking about is none other than Josh Hart. Now Josh Hart has done a great job for the New York Knicks, and he's been averaging 13.1 points, 9.2 rebounds, and 5.6 assists. So he's done a great job for none other than the New York Knicks. Now New York Knicks have been struggling a little bit compared to what they were expected to achieve. They are currently 5-6, and they do face off against the Nets, who have a similar record or almost similar record of 5-7. So they do face off against the Brooklyn Nets coming into this matchup. Now this game is a little bit more important because it is a part of the group stage for the NBA Cup, but when we actually look at the Brooklyn Nets when it comes to points, rebs, and assists allowed, we do see that first when it comes to points allowed, we do see that the Brooklyn Nets do rank in the middle at 15th. Looking even further, when we look at assists allowed, we see that Brooklyn Nets do also rank 17th, and then rebounds allowed, they do rank 6th. So a little bit of an interesting one there when it comes to rebounds. Now when it comes to Josh Hart, we definitely see him going on the over in points and assists category. Now Brooklyn Nets do rank a little bit higher in that rebound, so that's why I would definitely stay away from it. I probably would focus a lot more on points and assists for this one. And when it comes to someone like Josh Hart, not only is he a fantastic player, but a big reason why we do very much like the over for this situation is that Brooklyn Nets do a very poor job at restricting points and assists as well to this shooting guard position, which is what Josh Hart plays. He definitely has a decent usage rate in both departments as well, so we definitely see him, getting quite a few shots up, and also that getting those assist opportunities that he usually does see. So there probably should be no, problem when it comes to him being able to score. I think the volume is definitely going to be there. Brooklyn Nets are a pretty fast-paced team, not the fastest out there, but I definitely see Josh Hart getting a good amount of volume in the assist category and in the points category, and for that reason we do very much like the over here. When we also look further, we are also expecting with this game that not only is it just going to be fast-paced, but a lot more shots are going to definitely be taken. We actually see that when it comes to Brooklyn Nets, they do allow quite a lot of field goal attempts, so we should see Josh Hart and also just the rest of the New York Knicks maybe get a couple more field goal attempts out there on the floor, which can definitely help them for sure. So because of those reasons, we do very much like the over for this situation here for someone like Josh Hart, but keep an eye out for points and assists specifically. So guys, keep an eye out for his line. If it is under his averages, then definitely look to go on the over. Now getting to the next player, we're going to be talking about Alperen Sengun from the Houston Rockets, who's been playing great and averaging 17.4 points, 11.5 rebounds, and 4 assists. So he's done a fantastic job for none other than the Houston Rockets. And the Houston Rockets do have a really decent, record. They are 8-4, and they do face off against the LA Clippers, who are 6-6. Now, like I mentioned before, this is a little bit more important due to the fact that it is a part of the NBA Cup. It is a group stage play. Now, when it comes to the LA Clippers and actually their rankings, we do see that the LA Clippers do rank when it comes to points allowed. They do actually rank, interestingly, second. And then when we move on to assists allowed, they also do rank second and then fourth in rebounds allowed. So although Sengun is a fantastic player, we do like him for the under for this situation here, due to the fact that LA Clippers not only do a fantastic job at restricting points, rebs, and assists, but they also do a very good job at restricting those things to the center position. So that is a big reason why we do very much like the under for this situation here. When we look at Alperen Sengun as well, what we do see is that when it comes to his game, he does play that center position quite a lot, and LA Clippers do a great job at restricting centers. But on top of that, we are expecting a pretty slow-paced game in this one. LA Clippers are a pretty slow-paced team. Rockets, a little bit more faster pace, but we have seen throughout these games, LA Clippers do a really good job at actually slowing fast-paced teams down. So instead of LA Clippers getting faster to keep up with the pace of Rockets, we actually see the opposite happening in this game. We see the LA Clippers slowing down Rockets, which could lead to less points, less rebounds, and less assists for Alperen Sengun. So for those reasons, definitely keep an eye out for the under for this situation. We definitely like it a lot. So keep an eye out for the line first, and if the line is too close to his averages, definitely look to go in the under. Now, getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about De'Aaron Fox. Now, De'Aaron Fox, great player for Sacramento Kings, and he has been averaging 24.6 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 5.2 assists. Nothing really too major, but they do face off against Timberwolves, who are 6-6. Now, Timberwolves do actually rank 9th when it comes to points allowed, 9th when it comes to assists allowed, and 3rd in rebounds allowed. So they do actually rank pretty high in all three categories, and for that reason, we do very much like the under for this situation here. What we also do see is that Timberwolves do a great job at restricting, points, ribs, and assists to the point guard position. So that is a big reason why we do very much like the under for this situation here. When it comes to someone like De'Aaron Fox, a big reason why we do like the under as well is that when it comes to Timberwolves, not only do they do a great job at restricting points, ribs, and assists to the point guard position, but Timberwolves do play a little bit slower pace than the Sacramento Kings, and we do see Sacramento Kings actually going down or slowing the pace down to actually meet with Timberwolves' pace. So we've seen Timberwolves really slow, faster paced teams in them down, and we definitely see that being the case here. So we could see less volume from points, ribs, and assists. So that's another big reason why we do like the under for this situation here. And that's why Timberwolves do rank very high in restricting points, ribs, and assists. So definitely keep an eye out for the under for this situation here. When it comes to these picks, like I always mention, keep an eye out for the line first. If the line is too close to his averages, definitely look to go in the under. So I think there'll be a lot of great value there. So guys, if you want to win more bets and win more money, don't forget to join our exclusive Discord group by signing up to our Patreon. Should be a link down below in the description, or you can also find it in the pinned comment down below. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord. You can start winning more bets and win more money today. So guys, I'll see you over there, and I'll see you soon. Peace.